I mean, full disclosure, I'm a massive techno-optimist, and I cover quants and technology is a large part of like how it's reshaping Wall Street and finance. Is a big reason why I first got into index funds, because basically index funds are kind of like they're a disruptive technology. They're like a very simple algo that does something better than what a human does. But despite that, I struggle to see anything meaningfully valuable about crypto. For a long time, I hoped, and I still hope, that it would end up being a little bit like what we saw with other bubbles in the past, like, for example, the railway bubble, railway stocks in kind of the 19th century, that, lots of people lost their shirts and went bankrupt, but it still left like the railway infrastructure of the United States, or cable, how we wired the world after the dot-com bubble. Real estate bubbles as well end up leaving lots of quite cheap, decent housing stock once the pain dissipates. And I hope that crypto, or that sort of the digital asset technologies would, lots of people lose money and it'd be sad, but it might leave something durable and meaningful behind after it, and that we could build on. So far, I see zero evidence of that, I'm afraid. I mean, I see so many smart people going into the space, but essentially all the innovation they work on, I think, revolves mostly around attracting more people into the ecosystem and then extracting more rents from them when they're inside there. It's about kind of improving the pipes and how much money you can make from that ecosystem and getting more people to join it. But actually durable innovations, I've seen lots of cool ideas, very little tangible, and quite often when I looked at the details on some specific projects, there ended up being massively elaborate kind of Rube Goldberg machines, a very complicated way of doing stuff that essentially you can do with spreadsheets, or frankly, a pre-existing payment technology. Like, there's nothing to prevent instantaneous money transfers around the world. It's just that in some countries like the US, there's a fairly extractive financial industry that takes a lot of money. But like, for example, here in Norway, where, we've had chip and pin for 20 years, I can transfer money to anybody in the country and frankly around Europe in 10 minutes, 10 seconds, really. So yeah, I'm skeptical. And I do worry about people packaging up crypto into index funds and ETFs, because it gets often kind of wrapped together in the democratizing something or another. But I kind of think it's a bit like democratizing Iraq. It never goes quite how you think. And usually it's a code word for essentially selling stuff to people that don't know better.